All right, good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing readings for feminine energies. If you're doing Jesus Christ, the words that are coming out today. If you are dealing with multiple feminine energies, decide which one resonates with you and apply a name to each one. And if it's the female feminine that's watching this, then decide which one you resonate with, and that's your reading. I do this for the highest good, the highest healing. Take what resonates, leave what does not resonate. Okay, we all have masculine and feminine energy. If I say he or she, take it as it applies. If it's not your energy, then it's the other person's energy. Just swap it out. Energy is fluid, past, present, future. And when you see this is when you're meant to see this, okay? Now with this feminine energy here, there is air and a lot of air energy. So we have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming out right now. And okay, so it's important for you to get to a happy place. I'm not, and I know sometimes it's hard depending on what you have going on in life, but it's important for you to get to a place because when you're happy, when you feel joyous, it's easier to manifest good things. It's easier to align with what it is that you truly want and attract what it is that's meant for you. Okay, whereas if you're not in such a happy place, you're in an angry place or sad place, you're manifesting more toxicity. Okay, but there's something here that your soul is pulling you towards. All right, whether or not you want to acknowledge it or what it is, there's something your soul is pulling you towards. You have to listen to your soul, because your soul is going to take you to where it is you need to be at right now. There's someone here that you have a strong mental connection with, okay, and maybe that's where your soul is pulling you and you're having a hard time allowing it to happen, because there is an indecisive energy here where it's like, can we make this happen? Will this be a good fit? Can we, can this work out for us? So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. But there is emotion in this. So it's something that is growing, so don't feel like you have to rush it or you need to make a decision right now, because you don't, allow things to be what they are and, allow it to blossom. So there's someone here who may be very charming, or maybe they just, they try to suit, I don't know how to say this, like they try to do things and maybe they're not completely upfront with it, or they try to be slick with shit, or maybe they're just very charming people, and maybe this person gives you a lot of compliments, or they make you really feel really good, they encourage you, they support you. It's that type of energy. But whatever this is here, it's like, maybe it went from that. Like maybe this person was talking to you and giving you compliments and, making you feel really good, and maybe making you feel like maybe you had a future or you had a chance or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just stopped talking to you, or they were like, basically they went from being interested to not being interested anymore. It's like they're avoiding you, they're not talking to you, they're just dismissing you. All right, so whatever that is, and it's because it's like there's an undecisive energy here. Maybe they felt themselves catching feelings, and that's something that scared them. But whatever it was, like I said, it's like they led you on. They had you believing one thing, and then all of a sudden they just fucking vanished. But whatever it is, like, this is energy that needs to be transcended. This is work that needs to be done in order for unity to come into place, okay? There is some type of remembrance that needs to happen, okay? So you need to really work with what it is you have going on, what it is that you've been through, because there is an awakening here that either you need to experience or you're going to be experiencing soon in order to come into union. But you have to remember that we all have free will. We all have the power of choosing what it is that we want to do. So if we're choosing to come from a place of fear, then we're not going to make the right decision. We're not going to take the necessary steps. We're not going to move the way we need to move. So you have to be free. You have to be open, okay? The Fool card is all about new beginnings. It's taking a leap of faith, okay? It's brand new opportunities that are presented to you, but you have to be open to this. You have to be willing to take that risk, okay? Because again, it's like when you have a mindset of things aren't going to work out. You know, you're very pessimistic. You have that type of energy, then that's what you're always projecting. You're projecting that onto every situation, every person you encounter, like, oh, this ain't shit. This ain't never going to work. This is that. That's the energy you're giving out. And that says a lot about you, okay? Because it's a reflection of yourself. There's a reason why you feel so negative. There's a reason you believe everything is always going to end badly. And that's not true. But you have this inside of you, so that's something that you really need to sit with and say, okay, well, you know, why do I feel that it's always going to go bad? Because maybe it's a pattern, maybe it's something you've always experienced. But you also have to understand that you manifest this. The more you sit in this energy, the more you sit and say, oh, well, this isn't going to work, that isn't going to work. Of course it's not going to work, because that's what you are manifesting. That's what you keep giving your energy to. So try to shift that, because that's a lot of it's mirroring. It's like, so you have to look at self. You have to deal with that. And okay, so there's a lot of judgy energy here. You know, you might be watching someone or somebody's watching you, but there's a lot of judgy energy. Okay, and when you're being judgmental. Again, a lot more about you is being said than the other person, because you're showing who you are as an individual. So if you're looking at a person and pointing out their flaws and, oh, this is this and why they look like this and why they doing that, it says a lot about you. Okay, so don't be that person, because you don't know what this person's been through. You don't know the options they've had. You don't know the life somebody else has lived that has gotten them to that place. So try not to just automatically judge people or make assumptions about people. Give people an opportunity. Get to know people, okay? Don't allow other people to influence your decisions or how you feel about somebody else, because you don't know the relationship they had with those other people. You don't know what transpired between them, okay? Just because somebody might not like them or fuck with them doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't like them. You know, it's everything is perception. Everything is really just give people a chance. Like, just give people a fucking fair chance, okay? Because there's an energy here of being alone. So maybe you're single, or it's just you've always felt like you were alone. You've lived alone. You know, you've always feel like you have to do everything for yourself, okay? And it's not terrible, you know, but it does make you a lot stronger, and it does make you feel like you don't really need anyone. You know, we are human. We all need somebody. Even if we feel like we don't, we all need somebody. But it's important to continue the path and do the work and really get to know who you are as a person, okay? Don't give up on your dreams. Pursue what it is that you want, but also don't be so harsh on other people. Don't be so judgmental. Don't dismiss people, because you don't know who's going to help you. You don't know, this random stranger right here could be a blessing for you, okay? And just because you're making snap judgments about them, you're going to miss out on a blessing. You're going to miss out on an opportunity, because you're deciding, you know what, this person ain't shit, without really giving them a chance, okay? So just take the opportunity, you know, take your path, because sometimes these paths are meant to be taken alone. You're not meant to take all these people with you, okay? And here we have an energy of you giving your power away to other people. All right, so if somebody makes you feel inferior, makes you feel like you're not good enough, or maybe you're the person that feels like you need to control people in situations, and this is how you treat other people. But whatever it is, you know, you have to understand we're all hurting. We're all hurting. We all have our own issues that we find a way to process and deal with, okay? And a lot of people cope by manipulating, by controlling, and that's what they do. And it's not that they do it deliberately to hurt people. It's just that's how they grew up. That's what they know. You know, if you have a parent that manipulates you, you have a parent that's controlling you, that's what you're going to think is normal. That's how you're going to grow up, and that's how you're going to behave until you learn otherwise. You have to want to learn something else. You have to choose to want to change. A lot of people don't choose that. A lot of people don't choose to learn about self. They don't choose to learn new habits. They don't choose these things. So, you know, this is why I say it's important to come from a really understanding place and give people an opportunity to show you who they are, as opposed to just saying, you know what, fuck you, I'm done, you know. And I'm one of those people that I'd be like, I'm just an asshole, and I'm like, I need to stop being an asshole. But sometimes it's my intuition that's like, no, bitch, you should have been an asshole. So I'm still struggling with that. Yeah, Joyce, it's hard, you know. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes, okay, you're right. Other times it's like, give an opportunity. You know, I really do just give people the benefit of the doubt. If they ain't shit, believe me, you'll know they ain't shit within 3 months. You'll be like, all right, you really ain't shit. So just allow people to fuck themselves. And again, here, it's funny because I'm literally like, as I pulled the card, it's your intuition is what's coming up. It's, are you trusting your intuition, or are you really overthinking something? You know, are you allowing your intuition to dictate? You're like, hey, this is what my intuition's telling me, or am I really in my head about this to the point where I can't fucking think or see the situation for what it really is? And when things like this happen, step away, move away, remove yourself from the people, the place, whatever it is, for a few days, and allow these things to sit, because then you'll start gaining clarity. But if you're in the middle of it, it's hard because you have all these energies and all these people saying all this other shit and you don't know what's right from wrong. So remove yourself. And again, there's a person here who's giving mixed signals. So they'll say one thing and then they're doing something else. So if somebody's like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, and then they don't fucking talk to you for a week, a month, a year, you're like, what the fuck just happened? I don't understand. You said you loved me, but you're not talking to me. You want to see me, but then you don't show up. You know, be careful with these things, okay? And in that instance, trust your intuition, okay? Trust what you're getting, because they might be dealing with somebody else. Something else is going on that has their attention, all right? Because the reality is, if you're really interested in someone, that person is going to have your attention. That's just it. They're going to have your attention. There's not going to be 10 different people. There's not going to be 20 people. It's going to be like, no, I really like this person. Whereas if they're not really interested, then maybe they'll text you here and there, or they'll text somebody else, and they're dealing with a bunch of people because nobody really interests them. Okay, so there is someone here that definitely has an emotional connection with someone else, and that's why they keep saying, you know, this and that. Like, they'll say, oh, I want to see you, I want to this, but reality, like, their heart is somewhere else. Okay, so if you feel like this person is giving to somebody else or is with somebody else, then they probably are. Okay, that's really what it is. And this person might have a large social media, large following. They have a lot of people that maybe look up to them, you know, but whatever it is, it's like there's someone who is in the spotlight, someone who gets a lot of views or a lot of attention. And again, yeah, they just keep giving me social media. So this person has to be big on social media, and they just, like, you know, people probably see whatever they post, or it's like viral, it goes all over the place. But they reach a lot of people. Okay. And okay, so this person is like looking for a match. All right, so I don't know if they're on dating sites, maybe they are, but whatever it is, it's like this person is looking for a particular person. Like they want their match, they want their true pair. They don't want to keep dating random people. They don't want to give their attention to everyone else. So if you notice that they're talking to you and then they vanish, maybe they're talking to somebody else to see if they have a connection. And then if they come back, well, then maybe the connection's better with you than it was the other people. You know, and I know it sounds shitty, but I'm sorry. This is what it is. But there's an energy here where someone feels very proud to be with you, to have you. Like, they're very impressed with you. Okay, they might talk about you all the time, they talk about you to friends, but there is like a lot of happy energy with this person. So like I said, if this person finds their way back to you, it's because that's where they see their happiness, that's where they find their joy. Okay, because it's like, even if you guys have good and bad days, it seems like you guys have more good days. But there is someone here with a very impatient attitude. It's like, now or never. It's taken too long. Like, I really, like, if you want a relationship, but it's like not happening immediately, it's like, no, I want it now. Like, I don't fucking care. No, you give it time, allow it to take its place, you know. And for some of you, maybe it's like somebody's pressuring you to have sex. You know, you do what you want to do. We're all grown-ups, you know, but don't allow someone to pressure you. If you're not ready, if you're not ready, say you're not ready. Like, that's it. Just be honest. That's the only thing I could tell you. Because they're saying here it's like slow and steady, you know, because people have fears. People are genuinely hurt. People are genuinely traumatized from the shit that they've been through. So it's important to respect that. You know, if somebody says, I'm not ready, I want to take my time, I really want to get to know you, you know, allow that to be what it is. Exactly. Just say no. But some people hear fucking no and they're like, wait, try harder. You're like, bitch, I said no. You know, so this is what happens. You know, but like I said, it's important, you know, there's whoever it is that's impatient, you have to understand that this person has probably been through a lot of shit, and they don't they're just not ready to open up or be that, hey, okay, let's just hop into it. Allow it to take its time, you know, really build a solid foundation, really get to know this person, you know, and just let it blossom from there, because most shit that's rushed truly is not. You think about all your relationships and how many have worked out and how many have failed. A lot of the ones that failed are the ones you just hopped right into it, not knowing. You'd be like, you just met Sally yesterday, but you're like, I love Sally. That's my girlfriend. You don't know shit about Sally. Sally could be married, have 10 fucking kids somewhere. You know, you don't know. So this is why it's important to allow things to take its time and allow it to grow. But for some of you, there's, again, there's this gossiping energy. There's someone here who is very influenced by other people or people around them. They allow people to sway their decisions. They allow people to basically make their decisions for them. For some people, like, it's like, hey, you know what? No, you shouldn't talk to this person. No, you should do this. No, you should do that. And it's your life. You know, I can't stress this enough. It is your life. You have to make your own choices and allow shit to be what you want it to be, not what somebody else wants it to be, because they're not living your life. They're not going to be sad. They're not going to be miserable. They're not going to deal with the consequences of that decision. Only you are. Exactly, Joyce. It's necessary to learn from before and just allow time to take its time, because you keep rushing shit. You're wasting time, because you're like, okay, well, you know what? If I would have just gave it a few months, I would have known if this was going to succeed or fail, as opposed to hopping in. I just gave you 3, 4, 5 years of my life, and now I got to go start over again, you know. But there is a renewal that's coming in. All right. So whatever, if you've been going through shadow work, you've been doing the work you need for the dark night of the soul, you know, it's been good. It's been processed. It's been doing what it's meant to do. It's been helping you to heal and work through the shit you've been working through in order to bring you to where you're meant to be. All right. Because there's an energy of someone here who's very book smart. Okay. Excuse me. And there's someone who has multiple partners. Okay. So they might have 2 or more partners that they're with right now, and this person has kids. Well, that's awesome, Joyce, and that's good to hear. So it's always good to do the work and just focus on yourself sometimes. There's a very sexual energy here. So, you know, when this comes out, it could be someone just really, you know, maybe they just enjoy sex, but maybe somebody has a sexual addiction. If that's something that is drawn to them, or maybe they just feel a very strong sexual connection to someone. All right. There's someone here who is into astrology, you know, the fucking stars, the planets, all of that shit, you know, and that's fine. That's peachy. So this is just kind of giving you clarification as to who you're dealing with. And there's an energy here of someone who is very social, likes to talk to a lot of people. You know, maybe they're just very friendly and has a lot of friends or talks to a lot of people. But I have a Gemini energy here. And if you've been waiting for an answer, you've been waiting for clarity, it is something that is coming in. All right. But there's a need. There's a need to cut cords. Okay. So whatever power you've given away, whatever power you've given to other people, past situations, because when we go through things, we lose pieces of our soul. You know, the more trauma, the shit that we deal with, it's like we get fragmented, we lose pieces. So it's important to call those pieces back, so to make you whole again. All right. So if you drop the fucking glass figure, you know, you pick it up, you glue it back together. And if there's still some pieces missing, you know, things can still get in that are not good. So it's like attachments. Negative energies can still attack your aura, be attached to you because you have all these pieces. So it's important to do the protection. It's important to cut the cords and call your soul back to you. All right. It's important for you to do that, because that's how you're going to keep your power. And again, like I said, there's air energy, but there's strong Gemini energy here. So I don't know if that's someone you're dealing with. But this was the 3rd feminine reading, and I'm going to do the masculine ones, but I might either do it later on today or probably tomorrow, depending on time, because I have a few things I need to do. But I hope this gave you some type of clarity. You know, I know this shit it's difficult sometimes, but when people are afraid, they do a lot of stupid shit, and they don't tell the truth, and they lie. And, you know, making snap judgments is not the best thing to do. Give people a fair chance. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope this gave you some type of clarity, and I'll talk to you guys soon.